Hey everyone, how's it going? Today we'll be doing a fighting record and analysis for Tera Sinube, a wise Jedi Master that we saw for the first time in Star Wars The Clone Wars. I just want to quickly mention, I will be mentioning some spoilers from the brand new episode of the Obi-Wan Kenobi TV show, episode 4, so please go ahead and stop the video if you haven't had a chance to see that yet. So, unfortunately, in the latest episode of Obi-Wan Kenobi, we got confirmation that Master Sinube was killed. We saw his dead body in some kind of sealed substance in the Fortress Inquisitorius whenever Obi-Wan entered that room. Rest in peace to Master Sinube, but today we'll be honoring his great achievements during the Clone Wars with a fighting record and analysis video. So, here's some information about the wise Jedi Master Tera Sinube. He is a male Kazian who is affiliated with both the Jedi Order and the Galactic Republic, and then within the Jedi Order, at one point, he was on the Jedi High Council, which is a huge honor. And he stands at 6 feet tall. Now, before I get into talking about his fights, let's go ahead and talk about the rules for how I judge these fights. So basically, I divide all of these kinds of fights into 3 different categories. So the first kind of fight is usually the most common, and I call it a decisive fight. So this is just a fair fight where you have a clear winner and loser. Somebody won, somebody lost. Pretty straightforward. The second kind is a draw. It's a fair fight, but there's no clear winner or loser. So neither opponent is a winner or a loser. It's just a draw for everybody. And then the third kind of fight is an excluded fight. So this is any kind of fight that I think is significantly unfair, so it does not count to anyone's record. And of course, most of these fights take place, obviously, outside of, controlled environments. It's not like a boxing match or an MMA match where it's in a controlled environment. So rarely will any of these fights be perfectly fair, but just the idea is if anything, any fight contains extreme advantages and or disadvantages, then those fights will be excluded. But obviously, nothing will be perfect. It's just as long as it is mostly fair to both opponents. Now, Tera Sinube actually only has 1 fight in all of canon, but we're going to go over that one right now.
For a guy that moves slow, you always seem to get ahead of me.
The value of moving slowly is that one can always clearly see the way ahead.
Despite being elderly, Jedi Master Sinube still has plenty of skill. He's easily able to defeat Cassie Cryer, who is a criminal who was in possession of Ahsoka's stolen lightsaber in an episode of Season 2 of Star Wars The Clone Wars. The episode is called Lightsaber Lost, and I highly recommend checking it out. Now, we've seen Jedi Master Sinube's lone fight in Star Wars canon, so let's go ahead and total up his canon fighting record. So, with Jedi Master Tera Sinube's lone canon fight being a dominant victory over Cassie Cryer, we can now conclude with his overall fighting record for all of Star Wars canon, and that record is 1-0 with 0 draws. So, in order to come to this conclusion, I made sure to look over all of Star Wars canon to look at all of his appearances, and that includes the Clone Wars, and this is his only fight from the Clone Wars. And then it also includes Obi-Wan Kenobi, but of course he just appears as a dead corpse there, so no fights in that show. And then he appears in a variety of comic books and novels. He appears in a Jedi Fallen Order comic book miniseries, and he appears in Dooku Jedi Lost, which is like an audiobook, and he appears in a High Republic novel. But I read accounts and summaries of all of those stories online using Wikipedia and StarWars.com and other sources. And after reading all of that, it's pretty clear to me that there were no fights for him in any of that. If any of you have read those stories and you feel like I should take a look at something, please let me know, and I'd be happy to do a part 2. But based on what I read online, it sounds like he didn't have any fights in any of those stories. But I will mention, in the future, Tera Sinube is rumored to appear in the Tales of the Jedi animated series, which is supposed to come out in the fall of 2022, so later this year. And if he does appear there and he has some fights, absolutely I'll do a part 2. But as of now, this is Tera Sinube's entire fighting record across all of Star Wars canon. He's 1-0. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much. It was awesome to be able to honor Jedi Master Sinube today. Rest in peace to him. He's a great guy, really experienced, wise Jedi Master who was able to impart his wisdom and experience on Ahsoka Tano when she was just a young Padawan. And it's awesome to see him just being such a great leader and, a great role model for others. Great guy. Rest in peace to him. And thank you all so much for watching. See y'all next time.